All right, let's see how we do identifying some more criminals. Today's puzzle is also hard, same as yesterday's. Maria is one of my 5 criminal neighbors. Okay, well, Maria is a criminal, and there's 5 of them, but we don't know much else yet. Both innocents above Wanda are connected. Oh, because there has to be 2 innocents above Wanda. One is Sophia. The other one has to be connected to Sophia, so it must be Logan, which then means Henry and Clyde are criminals as well. Nice, okay. Exactly 2 innocents in row 1 are in the corners. Okay, well, I mean, that has to be Alex and Evie. Those are the only options. Clyde and Ziad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Clyde, we're not going to know much from that yet. Are you here to stop the criminals from robbing Santa? Evie, you're the cop. I think that's your job. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. 2 of Sophia's neighbors on the edges are innocent. Sophia's neighbors on the edges. So 2 of Vera, Wanda, Ziad, and Terry are innocent. Is that helpful? I don't think so. Bonnie has more criminal neighbors than... Oh, we did that. Clyde and Ziad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. No, we didn't. Okay, so there's... Okay, so those 2... So Clyde and Ziad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Well, Ziad can only have at most 2. Clyde already has 1. Bonnie has more criminal neighbors than Ziad. Bonnie has 2 so far. If Ziad has 2, Bonnie will need to have 3, but it would have to be Flora, because it can't be Gus. If Gus were the criminal, then Clyde would have... Oh, but Clyde needs to have the same number, so it could be Gus. Or it could be Flora and Igor. 2 of Sophia's neighbors on the edges are innocent. So 2 of these 4 are innocent. It can't be Terry and Wanda. But one of them could be innocent. I guess maybe a good question is, can Clyde only have... For Terry and Wanda to not both be criminals, Bonnie, Gus, and Igor all have to be innocent. In which case, no, because Bonnie has 2 and Ziad would have 1. Oh, I already forgot about this first clue we got. Maria is one of my 5 criminal neighbors. Okay, so we have Maria, and then we have 2 amongst these 4. That's 3. Rob and Kumar both have to be criminals. I was focusing on the wrong thing. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now. There are more criminals in column C than column D. Okay, well, we've got 2. Is it possible to only have 1 in column D? Because if it's not, if we have to have at least 1 more, then Wanda... Well, here's the thing. For there to only be 2 criminals in column C, Wanda has to be innocent. And there's only 2 innocents among these 4, so one of these 2 would have to be a criminal. And then you wouldn't have more. So Wanda cannot be innocent. Wanda has to be a criminal. And we also know that there's at most 1 more criminal in column D. But these 2 can both be innocent. And so an Igor could be a criminal. Yeah, okay. I'm not robbing anyone. Who am I kidding? I hate my name. His name is Rob. His name is Rob, and he's robbing people. And apparently the cop is expecting me to solve it. There are 12 innocents in total. I feel like that can be super helpful yet, but... okay, so let's go back to these up here. Clyde and Ziad. Sophie's neighbor on the edges are innocent. We can get rid of that, I think, because we know... Well, no, so... Yeah, we can, because we know that the 5... There's 1 criminal and 2 innocents among these 3. Clyde and Ziad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Ziad has 1, maybe 2. Clyde has 1. Criminal in column C and column D. So if Zayed just has the one, then Terry will be innocent. And Igor will be innocent. And that's fine. If you can only have one more criminal over here. These two are both innocent. Igor could be a criminal, but he can't. Here's the thing. Igor, if these two were both innocent, Igor could be a criminal, but then Clyde would have 2 and Zayed would have 1. The only way Igor can be a criminal is if Terry is a criminal. That's the thing. If Igor is a criminal, Clyde will have 2 and Terry will have to be a criminal. If Igor and Terry are both criminals, there would be 3 criminals, and C would not have more. Igor cannot be a criminal. Okay. The criminals have set up a trap for Santa somewhere. Yes. We've got that, Igor. Thank you. There are more criminals column C than column D. And so, but these two could both be innocent still. I was going to say they're one of each, but they're not necessarily. They're both innocent or they're one of each. Okay, so for Clyde to have... Bonnie has to have more criminals than Zayed, but Clyde has to have the same as Zayed. But Clyde has 1 and Bonnie has 2, so even if you make Gus a criminal, that's going to be okay. And if you made Bonnie a criminal, you could still do Flora. Oop, I didn't mean to click that. More criminals in column C. Maria is one of my 5 criminal neighbors. Clyde and Zayed. Bonnie has more criminal neighbors than Zayed. There are 12 innocents in total. Is that helpful yet? Okay, well, we know there's 2 innocents down here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. So, wait, 12? 12 innocents. There's 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need 5 more, and there's only 6 people left that we haven't included. So 5 of these 6 have to be innocents. Okay, that is helpful. 5 of these 6, which means Flora, Gus, and Bonnie, 2 of them have to be innocent. There's only 1 more criminal among them. And if Bonnie is a criminal... Right, if Bonnie is a criminal, Clyde will have 2. Terry will have to be a criminal, right? Zayed would then have 2. So effectively, these 2 clues are... You could also look at them as saying Bonnie has more criminal neighbors than Clyde, because Bonnie has more than Zayed, and Zayed and Clyde have the same. So Bonnie has to have more criminal neighbors than Clyde. That's probably an easier way to just stay with the top here. If Bonnie is a criminal, Clyde will have 2. Bonnie will need to have 3, which would then mean Flora or Gus has to be a criminal, but we can't have 2 more criminals among those 6, so Bonnie can't be a criminal. Okay, there are exactly 2 innocents in row 5. It could be Vera and Zayed still. Or they could be one of each, and Uma isn't innocent. Okay, but if Gus... Okay, and now we're okay as far as... If Gus is a criminal, Clyde will have 2, and Bonnie would need to have 3, but she would. And if Flora is a criminal, that gives Bonnie 1 more without giving Clyde 1, so that's fine. At this point, though, Terry and Gus are the same. Terry and Gus are the same because Clyde has 1, Zayed has 1. They need to have the same, so those 2 will have to be the same. Terry and Gus are the same. If they were criminals, Zayed and Vera would both be innocent, which would then make Uma a criminal. If Gus is a criminal, Terry's a criminal, Zayed and Vera are innocent, Uma's a criminal, but Gus and Uma can't both be criminals. Because again, there's only 1 more criminal among these 5 over here. So Gus can't be a criminal. And now that Gus is innocent, Terry's innocent. And Vera and Zayed are 1 of each. That's 1 innocent in row 5. Uma needs to be innocent. If you don't foil their plan, I might not get my new spatula. What will happen to my model airplane, I asked Santa for. Bonnie and Nicole have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Bonnie has 2, maybe 3. Nicole has 2. Okay. Clyde and Zayad. I think we're good there. Yep. Bonnie has more criminal neighbors than Zayad. Zayad has 1. Bonnie has 2, so that's fine. There are more criminals in column C than column D. Okay, that's fine. 12 innocents in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 2 innocents over here. We need 1 criminal on the left. Bonnie and Nicole have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Bonnie. Oh, did I do that right? 2, maybe 3. Nicole has 2. So Jane can't be a criminal. If Jane is a criminal, Nicole will have 3, and Bonnie will need to have 3, and that would make Flora a criminal. But Jane and Flora can't both be criminals. So Jane has to be innocent. Gus has more criminal neighbors than Vera. Gus has 3 so far. Vera has 2. If Nicole is a criminal, Vera will have 3. Gus will need to have 4. But again, Nicole and Flora can't both be criminals. So Nicole can't be a criminal. It's still 12 days till he arrives. We have plenty of time, okay? That's true. Okay, so... And we needed 1 criminal over here, so Flora has to be that 1 criminal. Wait, what day is it? I think we're acting too early. Could be. And now Bonnie and Nicole. Bonnie has 3 criminal neighbors. Nicole needs to have 3, which makes Vera a criminal. It's not 25th tomorrow. Who emptied my chocolate calendar? And Zayad is an innocent. Very nice. I might get my brush set after all, says the painter. All right, well, yesterday's was hard. Today's was hard, but I felt like today's was a harder hard than yesterday's, or maybe I was just slower to see the things I needed to see. But there you go. Let me know how your solve went today, and if your name was in the grid, whether you were innocent or criminal, and if you think the criminals are acting too early. I don't know. Could be. And, of course, be sure to subscribe for more.